This is the 4x4 ranch that was built by Dick McQuarrie in 1895.
To see it today, it doesn't look like much. Dilapidated buildings that appear to have outlived their usefulness.
Dick McQuarrie was the wagon master for the Berthoud Pass Wagon Road.
To the residents of Grand County, Dick McQuarrie was their local Otto Mears, building many of the roads that link the county to the outside world.
Dick McQuarrie in 1895 built the 4x4 road to go through his 4x4 ranch.
And when you build the road, you know the travelers will want a place to stop, and stage drivers will need to change horses.
Build a road, build a stage stop, a hotel, a dining hall. It became pretty well renowned for its food, and there were several rooms on the top floor. On the bottom floor, you had the dining facilities. So this was originally the barn and stable.
The barn next to the hotel played its own important role.
And he would have several teams of horses because, well, he was a wagon master going over Berthoud Pass.
The railroad came through in 1905, putting an end to the stage line, but the 4x4 ranch's story wasn't finished.
This was a Ford dealership in 1913.
The first Ford dealership on Colorado's western slope.
It's thought that the Model Ts were sold from the second floor of the barn, probably because they had horses in the first floor.
The dealership didn't last long, and both buildings went back to serving the 4x4 ranch.
It was all the way into the 50s being lived in.
That's when I gained a heightened awareness of these buildings in particular.
Chris Clanky first saw the 4x4 ranch as a teenager.
So when I first saw this was a beautiful building, almost shined.
He's watched these buildings deteriorate over 4 decades.
From year to year, you can see the deterioration, especially after big snow years. Since then, I've watched it melt into the ground, and it's broken my heart. I've always felt it needed preservation.
He's not the only one.
They really were, I think, a gift that we inherited to have these buildings in the subdivision.
Today, the buildings are the property of the Stagecoach Meadows Homeowners Association.
The times we've looked at it before, where we've ended up each time is that we don't have enough money to do this. Really, we don't have to fund all of this ourselves. There's a lot of interest in the valley.
With the help of historic Fraser, they're putting together a plan to save these buildings.
The sooner we save them, the less expensive it will be.
It's important to me to preserve and save those.
They've teamed up with a local architect.
Lots of cables, lots of volunteers, and lots of money.
That renewed energy is spurring more support from the community.
It's a very special place to everyone that lives in the county. It's very popular. The 4x4 has such a long history.
Their short-term hope is to stabilize the buildings to keep them from falling over.
It is reconstructible. That's what I like.
It's a matter of how much rehabilitation we want to do to them.
At the very least, preserve it as a ruin so it doesn't disappear, because it is a very, very significant piece of not just Grand County history, but Colorado history.